Hello, everyone. Welcome to the No Name Podcast. I am your host, Arturo, here to bring you news, topics, drama. Find us on all social media, Instagram. I think we're just on Instagram, right?
As of right
We're not
now,
on Facebook or
yes.
Twitter.
As of
Yeah,
right now, it's just Instagram.
but you could also listen in on us on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and any other podcast services. Yeah, so first off, welcome to the new year. Like we're in 2023 now. It's been a whole year now. What the
It's,
heck?
it's
But
it's it still baffles me. I still think yesterday is 2022.
he like I don't think nobody's making a big deal out of it.
That
But then
that's
you
the
look
other
at it,
thing.
you're just like,
That's the other
oh
thing.
yeah,
It's like no one's like happy or excited that it's a new. Well, I think like when you deal with the last couple years with the pandemic happening,
yeah.
oddly enough, this is how this podcast originated and all that stuff
We're
too.
like, hmm,
So it's like it's like people are still hoping, have hope for things to improve, but still people
I
still go
think
are like they're like being careful to like what could happen because so
I
much has
already
happened.
messed up 2023, so like 2024 is gonna be my year, dude.
And all that
Just
stuff.
saying, right
Uh,
now. No, just kidding.
it's so weird. It's been a the last couple years have been odd and all that stuff. I will
Yeah,
say and everything, and everybody's just like they don't want to risk it on all that stuff of what could happen with and everything like that.
yeah.
Because I'm not
So
I was gonna say because I was gonna, as one last thing because I'm not gonna lie because like 2020 was the start of a new decade and all that stuff and everything like that. Everyone was like 2020 is gonna be a brand new thing. Even I had some excitement for 2020.
and
And
2020 was like, yo, Kobe. No, just kidding.
first couple months not bad, and then bam.
It was like census and then boom. No,
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
but
it's been a I think well yeah I'll let you continue.
I was gonna say like, yeah, Ricky. So how have you been these past few weeks
So you could
with all these?
you could technically say our Christmas break, in a way though because like here's the thing about content creation in a way, especially for like especially who do podcasts. I mean, some people still do it, but when it comes to like around the Christmas break, sometimes what they actually do is they'll actually take the last 2 weeks off and start in the new year and all and everything. Like there's like a few content creators and podcasts that I listen to, and they were like saying like these are our last episodes for the year. That's why our last title was like that and everything.
Gosh.
For our last episode was like that. Though even though we're on a bi-weekly basis and everything,
Yeah, it
there
just works out.
it works out. Everybody else they mostly do their content like almost on a day-to-day basis, if not like weekly, and everything. So they want and they take but they want to take the time off and everything. So oddly enough, ours was timed kind of correct and everything on between episodes. So
We'll see how it is this year. No,
we'll see how this year goes and everything like that. Because I don't know. There's gonna the next month so already is gonna be interesting already for us in the content perspective and
oh
all that
yeah,
stuff. Not just for us, my own stuff and everything like that. The last couple weeks I've been kind of like I told myself I was at on the new year that I should start writing down what I think. So far, we're already in day two, and I haven't done that and everything. Um, and everything because I had a lot. We had a lot. There's a lot to think about the last couple of years. I found like a stack of index cards just now, so I might implement those sooner or later. And everything to figure out what to do for content for both this channel and my own stuff.
yeah.
Because I guess you could say this year is the year where I say I don't want to say we make the push, but we guess take it somewhat serious in a way. All that stuff. Um, but it's it more for the fact of we still have the podcast, sports shows still happening. Reactions are going to be a thing, both to
Like
like
We're just
movies,
gonna be more
TVs.
invested this year.
Yeah, TVs and TVs, movies, and then of course the trailer. When I do the trailer reactions, I think the one thing I want to do, the one thing I've already thought of, and I think I'm gonna do, this reflects on both, for me particularly, both my own channel and this channel. So
Mhm.
the one thing about trailers is the one I was debating was the gaming stuff
Yeah,
and what to do on. Should I just keep that on mine and everything, or do it on or also do it on our channel, for the group channel? And I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm gonna do it on both and see where it goes. That way, I mean, that way it like kind of like, I don't want to say diversifies us and all that stuff and knows what we have, but it knows that
yeah,
we're very diverse on this. But if you're still want to look at it from my own stuff internal, you have both ways to do it now and all that stuff. If you happen,
yeah.
so that might help. So again, the content on the reaction side, movies, TV shows, and trailers. Whether it be movies, games, from me, will be on the channel. I think we need to figure out. We still got to figure out what for TVs and movies, what to do reactions. I think the plan is to focus on older stuff, not new stuff as it comes out. For reactions, and everything. For that, we just need to figure out. We just need to make sure we pick what we want, schedule it correctly, and we're probably gonna have to schedule those in chunks, not do it a week on a weekly basis like we did when we tried to do Grim, um,
Mm.
and everything, because that was the one things I found. I wasn't say tough, but it was more of like it was
Tedious.
tedious because we did it weekly, and it was a lot to. It was like do. Well, I think because, and this is from experience when I did the God of War content on my own channel, where I did that in one big chunk and then distributed it out, planned it out, and then set it all up to be ready for the next day. So that way I didn't have to be like, oh, I have to record the next day and all that stuff when I was playing it. But it allowed me to like also play other things, and also too. So
Makes sense. Makes sense.
so for reactions, if we're gonna do TV shows, um, especially if it's gonna be older stuff that's already like available for us to watch. We're probably gonna do recording sessions in a big chunks, so that way we can have episodes ready to go and everything. And it's now and then after that, it's just all figuring out planning the dates for them, for those stuff, like when to release those. Um, trailer
No,
reactions
I
will trailer reactions will always occur when they come out. I've also come to the conclusion when I do those kind of things, I'm just gonna do those after work. I'm not gonna try to do those during work if they happen to come out, because I'm not dealing with. I don't want. I just want to get it out, because it's like the thing is with stuff like that, especially when it's like instant, when it's out now. You always Sometimes people want to get it out first and all that stuff, and be so that way you get it. I've come to the conclusion like, you know what? I have a 9 to 5. I'm not gonna try to stress myself out even more. Once it hits 5, if I have it when I get the time, I'm gonna do it, record it, get it out, boom, and all that stuff. So don't expect those anymore. Don't expect those to be first come out once they first release. It's gonna be like a little bit more like, unless it's the weekend. Once it comes out on the weekend, and then we'll be fine. Like we're recording this on a Monday. The next following Monday is the college football national championship game, and they're going to be showing the showing a exclusive look at the new Ant-Man trailer, Ant-Man and the Wasp stuff for that movie. So since
Mhm.
that is going to be after work, I could do that right then and there. So I'm like, so that's a good thing and all that stuff. So we're gonna have, so content is gonna be interesting. So everything's gonna be looking. We're gonna try to see if we can find a steady flow and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, so a lot of different things coming up. Not necessarily changes, but just ways that we do things.
Yeah.
But Yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Dude, my past 2 weeks, I feel like I've been busy as heck.
Oh, oh yeah. Every time in the group chat, it's like
I'm
you're always
like,
doing something.
I don't even know what I was doing this past week, dude. It was just like such a blur because it went by so fast too.
Mm. Yeah,
But
because I didn't do much. I didn't do much my on since the last episode. I just stayed home most of the time.
mm, mm, mm. But I'm like, for
Uh,
me, I'm like, okay, new year, still same old work schedule, but I'm like, you know, if my job hears this, oh well, I'm looking for a new job right now, so there's that too.
aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Yep. Job market's tough out here in this region because everything that we probably want to look for is more up north.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's there's all that good stuff. I'm looking to probably do some renovations around my desk too, or probably get a bigger desk.
I was already. It's funny you say that. I was already thinking that. I was thinking the same thing for my room.
Yeah, dude, because I'm like, this isn't enough room now. Like I have so much stuff after, especially after renovated my whole room. I was like, yeah, I need more room now.
Well, no, I already made a small. I already made like a few small changes, and so far it's been. So far, I like it. I just wish like it feels like right now. It's like you could tell like this thing over here is new and
Mhm.
everything. Behind me is my bed. I'm thinking about actually putting my small couch on this side of the wall and then putting
Well, now,
this guy.
isn't this so cool? It's actually really heavy too, and you could like
Really?
probably kill someone. Yeah,
Ooh.
it has like good weight. But oh wait, I probably shouldn't be saying that out
Hmm.
loud. Um, don't need to get this video demonetized, even though we
That's
don't get
not
paid.
even though we get paid for that yet and all that stuff. That is a goal. I
But
think that should be a. I think that could be a goal though. Try to get this. Get ready to start getting this thing to get monetized. These things and
oh
all that
yeah,
stuff.
oh yeah, we
It's
we could do it.
it's a. It. I mean, so if I remember correctly, I do think they're planning on adjusting it this month once they start including because you don't get because right now you don't get paid for doing short for earning shorts for the number of your shorts.
Yeah,
They will start. They're supposed to be starting that this month, I believe. But as of right now, to do that stuff, you have to have 1,000 subscribers with 4,000 watch hours. Remember correctly?
makes
Um,
sense to me.
and all that stuff. So I mean, we have over 100 episodes now, so people can. I mean, we just gotta make. It's now that point of getting now establishing
Yeah,
socials
we
more
have 100 episodes. If people watch like 40 minutes of each episode,
and all that stuff, and we should be good, and
yeah,
hopefully, and all that stuff, and
or have 1,000 people watch 4 minutes each, and
yeah,
then we'll be good.
yeah, that's all it is, and everything. So I mean, it's doable. We just gotta make sure it's now to that point now where we gotta focus, get that, make that push, and all that stuff, and everything, because we've
Oh
been
yeah.
and all stuff making it's now to make that push. I don't think it's never too late to start stuff to make those kind of things because you want to know what how this goes. And we've been doing fine. We've been doing fine. We've been consistent and everything.
Hmm, hmm.
Um,
You know,
but
I was gonna say too, since this whole New Year's weekend, I've had more time, and because I've had more time, we finally got to have a third for our Call of Duty campaign.
oh, thank God. I could get if you would have told me we got to do a raid and go and play a couple of games in Building 21 at the same night, I would not believe it. In the new year, of all things too,
In the new year.
and everything. It was like I would have been like, wait, what? How would that even be possible?
And not only that. Keep in mind, we did DMZ. We finally unlocked the M13.
Yes.
Then after that, we did raids, and then more DMZ, and then Building 21, and then some Games of Warsaw.
It was a full. It was a full suite of Call of Duty that night before for us.
You know what helped?
Last night.
My nap from like 7 o'clock to 9:30.
I was I was I was literally waking up a bit from that when you texted too, because I woke up and next thing I know is like I just see a Xbox thing saying that you went online. I checked it and then it said you also invited me to a party. I was like, oh, okay. Luckily my computer was already on. And I was like, I'll just get on and everything.
You said you were playing Cyberpunk, so
I was playing Cyberpunk and I'm still playing Cyberpunk to this day because
I
it
see I see that right now.
and
It
all that
says
stuff.
I'm only Ricky
Yeah,
playing Cyberpunk
it's currently
2077.
it's currently on the TV next to me because that's how I've been playing my games. That's oh yeah, that's another thing. I've been playing more games the last 2 weeks too, and everything.
And it's that I want to start doing that too.
And well, more particularly, well, I guess we'll talk about it in a bit, but it's more of the fact that it's like, so the games I'm playing now are I'm switching between Cyberpunk because I do want to finish
Mhm.
it and all that stuff. And for some odd reason, I want to finish this before I go into watch the Netflix show. I don't know why, but that's just me in general. And the other game is The Witcher 3,
Mm.
and everything because I finally finished. I finally watched season two. That's another thing I did too. I watched season two of The Witcher. Um, uh, I'm interested in what's gonna happen in season three. And the other thing also, I watched apparently, oddly timing, they released a prequel series for the Witcher show. And after watching it, I understand why people are upset why Cavill left. Because I will say, um to bring a little bit more into it about the show, it pretty much is like it's a prequel. It's everything that sets up everything it's way before like the first season of The Witcher. And I got I kid you not, everything seemed interesting, and then into the end it got confused. It was like, wait, some of this doesn't make sense in a way. And I'm not a person. Of course I'm that person who says I'm fine if they divvy off the source material as long as it makes sense and
Yeah.
everything. They divvied off the source material, though. Now I've never read the books. I haven't even finished the game and everything like that, so I don't know much of the Witcher lore on the book side of things. But the way that series, that prequel ended, I was like, this makes no sense whatsoever. And now it makes sense why people are upset that Cavill left. But it makes more sense now of why Cavill left in the first place, though, and all that stuff. And so I was like, oh God, this is gonna be interesting because season three is already shot and it hasn't been out. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
And this is actually Cavill's last season and everything, pretty much until the new guy comes in. Um, so it's gonna be interesting of what season three is gonna look like now.
Makes
And
sense to me.
but anyways, back to my Cyberpunk and Witcher stuff. I was like, I'm currently playing Witcher. I'm playing those two. I've Cyberpunk got interesting now. Well, I mean, it's been fun to play and all that stuff, but it got to a point where it got interesting, and I'm like, oh, where is this gonna go and everything.
You know,
So
when it doesn't have game breaking bugs or anything.
true, that is true. Though there is some issues still in that game and everything. There was like a little person halfway in the elevator door, merged with the elevator door.
That's
So I'm like, okay, that's to be expected, but okay.
it just brings the nostalgia of 2005.
Hmm.
Not kidding.
Pretty much, pretty much. But yeah, so yeah, I've been doing that, watching that. I've been watching those. I watched Wednesday finally.
Oh, how was that?
I enjoyed that a lot more than I expected. I mean, I like Adam's Family. I'm not saying like I'm a big like one of those big fans and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but I was like, I'm gonna watch Wednesday. I'm gonna check it out, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I had a good time. I
Nice.
was just and also I just found out that there's a possible chance that the next season might not end up being on Netflix
Sad.
and everything. Well, apparently the company that owns the Adams Family brand
Hmm, hmm.
got bought by Amazon, and that company, it's the same company that has the James Bond brand. Also, I didn't know that Adams Family was under that same company, so I was already thinking to myself like, wait, how did this even happen in the first place? Like, how did Wednesday end up being on Netflix in the first place? I'm guessing the deal was already made before that transaction was the Amazon purchase went through.
Makes
Um,
sense to me.
which makes sense. Yeah. So I'm like, and it's up. So there's like, there's gonna be interesting to seeing what happens. Between now and then, because season 2 hasn't been announced yet for Wednesday, but apparently the showrunners are already looking at possible film locations right now. So, and I did it, and there's also a report. There's also, they said like Amazon is willing to still is not going to make all their content from MGM, which is the company that got bought. They don't want to have everything on the channel on exclusive to Prime and everything. So maybe Wednesday might stay on Netflix still. So we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see
We'll see.
indeed.
But yeah, but it's a good
Yeah.
show. I had a good time with it, for that stuff. So
Now,
check it
speaking
out.
of shows, I just finished an anime right now, actually, too.
Ooh, which anime is this?
Um, Mob Psycho. Have
Oh,
you heard of that one?
I heard of that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I will say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It
one.
was really good, season three, and because this is supposed to be the final season for Mob Psycho,
Oh,
and
okay.
I felt that they wrapped it up really nicely, and the show actually has a really good ending. That's the one tough thing about animes is that sometimes they drag on for too long, or sometimes that it's they struggle with giving animes an ending.
True.
But I felt like Mob Psycho did that perfectly. It ended perfectly. I was like, can't think of any other way. Reminds me of Code Geass, which is, in my opinion, one of the best animes with the best anime ending. Not even just anime ending. I feel like it has better endings than some TV shows and or movies too. So, you know, it's very high.
Mm.
But yeah, Mob Psycho, really good watch. Got me emotional. I was there like,
Um, I finally started the new season of My Hero. I think I'm only like 3 episodes in.
oh my gosh. I was
Uh,
talking about that with my friend,
okay,
and
nice.
like nothing wrong with the season, right? Like my hero is good.
Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't say it's great. It's good. So my problem with my hero is that sometimes there's too much fluff in my hero, and it's fluff that goes nowhere. Um, because I'm like reading about it right now, and I'm like, dude, where you guys are at in my hero right now
hmm
is where I was basically like 2 or 3 years ago in the manga.
it's always
And I'm
like
like,
that.
good, good. It's always like that, but not only that, but then sometimes like certain chapters are just a drag to read through, and then it gets like that with the show because I saw that with season three was right.
Mm.
I think that's where it started to drag on, and I'm like, oh, we're getting to this point again. But my hero, I will say, it's gonna get good. It will be good. This is a good season.
Okay.
I haven't seen it so far, but I know the premise of what
Oh, okay.
this season
Yeah.
has. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
Because
gonna be good.
yeah. So I started. Yeah, I'm started. I gotta get with that. I think Chainsaw Man ended its first season, which I gotta start. I am gonna watch because I don't know why. It just looks interesting. I don't know anything about it, but I'm just gonna watch it just to check it out. And
You're gonna find the character very relatable to me. No, just kidding. No.
I swear, if that happens, I'm gonna be like, God damn it. I'm gonna make it a goal. It's gonna be a goal and because it's been a set of movies I've never watched, and it's something I've always been wanting to but never did. I'm gonna finally try to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy
Nice, nice.
and all that stuff. So don't get me wrong, I did attempt to do the first one. I ended up falling asleep because I was just tired in general. It's not like how
Gas.
and all that stuff. It's not like how I was with Avatar, where I was just bored in general and ended up falling asleep and all that stuff. Um and but no, I do want to watch it. I was enjoying what I was watching so far in the first one, and we'll see what I don't know for sure though. It's the goal is to watch is to watch the trilogy and everything because I do want to watch it so bad and I never did, and I never got to. So apparently it's a Christmas movie
Mm.
and all that stuff, and I learned that just recently. I was like, okay. I texted a really good a close friend of mine, and she was like, yeah, it is. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that, even though I never watched the movies, um, and everything. But yeah, so there's that. I haven't you I if you would have told me it would be on January 2nd, where I have not finished a main Pokemon game, something would be wrong. I have not finished Scarlet and Violet yet.
At least you have Scarlet and Violet.
True. That is true. That is true.
Because I don't even have Scarlet and Violet.
And all that stuff. Don't even. I think it's just the fact that this is an open world game. I could care less about the
Yeah,
whole. I can care less about the other stuff, the issues that it has, and that people have been complaining about, and all that stuff. It's the fact that like there's so much to there's actually like much to do, like much to walk around and all that stuff. You don't have that sense of linear aspect to it because you could do whatever you want.
yeah.
It's just like, oh gosh, I feel overwhelmed in a way. I shouldn't,
Mm.
and all that stuff, which is weird. I mean, I've made progress so far. Thank you for IGN for providing a guide that's like, uh, what they a good path of what to do and everything. So it's like, okay, cool. Thank God
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And I think I've come, and I've also after so far, I think I've come to the conclusion. It's like, you know what? I'm kind of glad now. Um, they doesn't have home integration yet because I would have been like switching all my Pokemon out and all that stuff with that and got it done so quickly. And when I'm just trying to enjoy it and everything now. But the goal is to finish it also, and hopefully get that done too. I'm just like, it's just been so much.
It has been so much.
It has been so
There,
much.
there's just a lot going on.
There's a lot going
Like,
on.
including for the small niche of people that understand, Brawl Stars just hit its 4-year anniversary as well recently.
Congratulations.
You know, global release, not just pre-release and everything. But yeah. So there's that. We got a new season of Brawl Stars happening too. That's the reason why I stayed up to like 4:30, honestly, because I was like, "Ooh, new season. Gotta gotta get in my quest." Even though I can like do these because like quests are active for like the next like 2 months and a half
Mhm.
because the season lasts like 70 days in Brawl Stars, 75 days in Brawl Stars. It's like
2.5
2 months and
months.
a half. Yeah.
That's I think that's typical seasons in general,
Oh yeah. Um,
unless you're Halo.
and that's also the thing with Brawl Stars too is that each character also has their own ranking as well.
Mhm.
So like that lasts the whole season as well. So like you can build up trophies, and then whatever trophies you gain during that allotted time period, they'll bring it down by like a half or a quarter, or bring it down to like the next closest rank that you're in.
Mhm.
So it's just a build up each and every time. But yeah, so there's been that. That's been pretty fun to do. Um, and speaking about gaming, should we talk about the raid Shadow Legends? No, no. Should we talk about the raid that we did and how long that took? Well, wait, no, no, no. First off, let's talk about so in raids. in special op missions in general, you could get stars for
Mm,
how fast you complete the mission, right?
mm,
And in this raid, right, you get 3 stars if you complete it in 5 minutes.
mm,
You get 2 stars if you complete it in 10, and 1 star if you complete it in 15 minutes or more, right?
mm.
Tell me why, like the world record, quote unquote world record that's been recorded on it for right now is 20
Oh,
minutes, and they expect us to do it in 5.
the world record for the raid.
Yeah.
Nah, and then also the thing is with the raid, you don't go in with you can't. It's pre-made weapons already and all that stuff. There's no perks or anything with this or anything like that, and all that stuff and everything. It's all pre-set up for you and all that stuff. The only thing that you have to set up is making sure what class you are and all that stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
So it was that was an interesting ride. That was an interesting hour. A very very interesting hour. I all I know is the first thing first. First thing first. The the fact that jumped in with random characters, not the ones that are in the story, but they didn't load up until later into the game and all that
So
stuff
after you died.
and everything because I was like, because we didn't know who we were and all that stuff at first,
Mhm.
and then I randomly guessed like I think I'm Gas because when I hear the voice lines, I hear when I hear Gaz's, I'm like it's like right there, but when I hear if you guys split apart and it's either Price or damn, forgetting her name, and that pisses me off because I actually like that character.
um which one? There's Price, Gaz, and
I'm forgetting her name, and it pisses me off because I like that character and all stuff.
uh
But when I hear them,
Farah.
yeah, fair. When I hear them, they're far, and you guys are far. I hear their lines are far away, so I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. And then for some reason, my subtitles were disabled that whole time because I have them on.
Really?
Mine were on. I always have mine on, but for some reason they
Yeah.
were off. I don't know if I was because I was playing on Xbox for that one, and I probably didn't have the settings set up correctly. I don't know. Um, I like the fact that I was the only one that was playing it in third person.
Wait, you played it the whole time in third person?
I played the whole time in third person and everything
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
I was like, because if I recorded it, I would have. But the only reason why I didn't do it is because I didn't. I would. I had to ask our third to let him know and all that stuff. But I was like, I'll just go with this. We'll just go at it and all that stuff. Just not worry about it. And it was late. I was like, I'm not gonna do this all half tired and all that stuff. And but yeah, I played that whole thing in third person and
Oh
everything.
my
It was
gosh.
an interesting experience. And all that stuff. I'll say that. But the one thing though, it's like because when I ADS, it goes first person, and I'm like, oh, there's probably the whole. I think there's a setting for this, but I'm not. I don't want to deal with that right now because I got drones to deal with.
Yeah, dude, the drones were like coming in like freaking wasp, dude.
I will
So
say,
annoying.
I will say though, and I think this is because I've done a Destiny 2 raid before. Uh, that raid was very easy to get through, like knowing what to do next and everything like that.
Yeah, once you found out the process,
Yeah,
it was a lot faster.
yeah. So I
It's
would,
just that, AI just has aimbot, so
yeah, that's true. That is very true. All that stuff. So it's just like, you know, everything was like nice, coordinated. The air tank thing, underwater air tank thing, was the craziest thing to do, in my opinion. And that whole thing, because of the fact it's like, do you need it? Do you need it? It's like because I just kept pressing it when I see it and all that stuff. And if you guys weren't using it, so I just grab it and all that stuff.
it's like take it, take it.
And everything. So it was just funny as hell.
Luckily none of us drowned.
In that part, yeah, that part of
One
it,
of
yeah.
us just blew up. That's about it.
Well, no, because the point of the tripwires is that there's supposed to be like a nade there, and you're supposed to disarm. And
Yeah.
then not all, I guess, from based off what our third said, like you can't. Not all of them had it, and all that
Yeah, no,
stuff.
no, no. So you're
Or is
supposed
it
to like
glitch?
one of you guys are supposed to weed yourself through the wires,
Mm.
and then you're supposed to disarm it at the bottom.
Oh,
and that's what I tried to do because I got halfway, and then
mm,
I don't know, something tripped it up.
yeah.
I was like,
And,
"Oh snap!"
and then the fact that it's like when we had to do the codes, we each one had to do a different one. So it was like, oh my god. Especially at that last part and all that stuff. Because it was like, oh, well, like all three of us are at the spots, we're all good, and then it was like, oh and oh, we have to switch. Like, god dang it.
I know, and not only that, but like especially when one of us would go down, we're like, "Oh, we got to go all the way to them," because we're like split up in three separate areas.
Because so many damn bots. There's so many damn bots in those two set in the control
And
rooms.
to be fair, too, we did
Yeah,
have low tier levels in our,
true. That is true. I
but
think I had
other
a,
than that,
I was a medic tier 3 when going into that
yeah,
one. And
I was
everything.
a I was a recon tier 3 as well. I think
Yeah,
Kevin
assaults
was,
will be
yeah,
high as
assault tier
well.
1,
Yeah,
but that's a good one for him though because assault they could just keep on throwing down armor,
yeah,
which helped us a lot.
it really did.
I don't think recon really did much for us.
You think so?
Um, I mean, it was nice to know like where the enemies were, like
Mm-hmm.
towards the end, but like other than that, oh well, I guess I had a sentry gun too, but other than that,
The sentry gun
it
helped out a
was
bit in certain places.
okay. Okay,
Yeah, for that. But I think yeah, you could be right on that. And
I
then
think for me, I think I just like the armor more.
the thing though, I don't know if it's because of a third person, because like I start with the revive pistol.
Yeah,
None of it was like in any of the situations that I needed to use for, I couldn't use it. Like you supposed to, I guess I can't use it when I'm down. I don't know if that's whether I because
yeah.
I'm third person, and I don't know. And then the one time that I think it was you or Kev that was down. I forget, but I tried to use it, but it didn't work. But and all that stuff, and it was just like
I think it was with Kevin,
and all that stuff. Like what the heck? Like none of this makes sense.
but yeah, we completed the raid in an hour.
On our
Not
first try,
bad, not bad.
on our first
On our
try,
first try.
on our first try, and all that stuff. So it wasn't that
So
bad.
it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
I mean, yeah,
And then
I'm very interested in seeing what they do with the next ones because the fact this is the first episode. I wouldn't say it was how it ended was lackluster. It was just more of the fact like this is their very first time doing one,
yeah,
and
so it was like interesting,
it's
interesting.
interesting of what's gonna happen next because I mean they haven't said anything of when the next one is. My guess is probably somewhere around season 2, but also there's this thing that this Modern Warfare 2 is the first Call of Duty title that's gonna be on a 2-year content cycle and everything. So like the next big Call of Duty game won't be until next year in 2024. And so I'm interested in seeing where these episodes go. The one thing I do think they should do,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know, maybe this is probably since this is a raid and it's probably gonna be like that. Figure out a way to make it more of a duos or something like that because like the fact that it took us literally 3 weeks to get a third and all that stuff since it's been out, I think all and everything is kind of ridiculous. And all that stuff
Yeah.
and everything, and it's like because the thing is, it's like also about it's like how is that you're wanting the race to be a trios thing only a trios because you need a third no matter what,
But
but
then the
regular
Spec
Spec
Ops
Ops
is duos.
is right, yeah, and also and then in regular Spec Ops in itself you can't do solos and all that stuff
Yeah.
and everything or turn off a fill or particularly like that like it's better it's like because like the thing is like I would enjoy that more so that way I can level up my
If like it had a
tiers,
solo option, yeah.
yeah, and level up my tiers with if anybody else is busy and all that stuff, which is why I love DMZ so much because I can jump in as a solo and just run things that I think I can get done by myself on particular missions
Yeah.
and all and everything like that, so it's just like and everything and I think like in everything it's not the same like oh do this to cater solo players. No, make this. I'm saying this because it'll be more beneficial to teams that,
Like make this accessible to solo players.
yeah, more accessible and make it more beneficial for us to like, if That way, one of us can't get on or anything in general, and one of us can be like, okay, let me get stuff that I need that for our stuff just to prepare. If we can do it by
Yeah, because
ourselves.
also the thing with Spec Ops too is it could be kind of time consuming,
Oh yes, yes, yes.
and
It
then
is.
especially because you can only do like one mission to get those 3 stars, and after that you can't do that mission until like next week to
Get
gain
your
more stars.
yeah. So it's like, because like I say,
You
if
know,
you can literally make Spec Ops in particular, Spec Ops, if it's just if you keep the raids like that same requirement, I'll be fine with that as long as you give the Spec Ops the options to go on as a solo and all that stuff and
yeah,
everything. And
you know,
then
treat it like MW3, right? With their Spec Ops mode, they had solo options, and then
yeah,
you
they
could
did.
just they just add more players as they go.
Yeah, and all that stuff because I think that would be it would make it so much interest. It would make it not only like more Spec Ops to be more accessible, but also for the fact of again helping out players that have team that wants to prepare for raids, but
Yeah.
they don't have their teammates with them at the moment and all that stuff and everything to help them out and everything. But we'll see.
We'll see, we'll see.
We'll
And then, you
see.
know, on another note, we had DMZ, which we were just going through.
I would say it's like I think it was like it was we had a third with us all the time. Like, don't get me wrong, when we play this when it's just us two, it's still a good
Yeah.
time. It's still a good time, but it's like playing with a third was just like it felt like it made it so much easier.
Oh yeah, it made it so much easier, and it was like I felt like it was a lot faster too,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because we were doing,
And I
contrabands
was
after contrabands, and then running in, doing our thing, finding all these different POIs and locations, unlocking all these keys and whatnot, and it just felt more secure for us because it wasn't more the fact that if one of us gets down, oh man, half of our party's already gone. No, it was like, oh, okay, if one of us gets down, there's still two of us to back each other up, and then we'll get them up when we can. So I feel like all in all, it was a pretty good experience too. And then in that time, we broke in, we found a Building 21 access card, and I will say that's pretty interesting. But we'll wait until Ricky comes for that one. Um, but yeah, when I woke up, first game in, I was like, man, I haven't locked the M13 yet. You know what I'm do? I'll just do a little quick solo and do the caustic boss. I'm just gonna call it caustic because it's a gas person, so and radiation, so it's basically caustic from Apex. But yeah, I hopped in there. Keep in mind, I hopped in there with no weapon. I was like, I'll just use whatever I got. Hopped in there with no weapons, and no tactical or anything. I found 2 self revives, RPK, a couple SMGs, and some armor plates, and then I was able to somehow extract with that weapon solo. But yeah, fun times, and then Ricky Building 21. Yeah,
just hearing that name is already giving me PTSD. 'Cause, boy, that first one, that first time was ridiculous.
dude, we hopped in. There was like 3 teams and one dude with a grenade launcher. Just I'm like, what is going on here?
Mm-mm-mm.
He killed himself though, so I was like, yeah, screw you, buddy. I want to see you die. Um, but yeah, what the heck was that whole thing?
I think it's more so. Build 21, as they said, and especially as Kevin said, it was mentioning it does have more of a
It's a lot more close
PvP
range.
and more close range
Yeah.
aspect to it, which and everything, and it's true, it's true, and everything. The thing is about Building 21, I don't, as far as I know, it's available to you to go into, but the last since it's been out, it's been on like on a time period and all that stuff. So like it'll be there for like a day or a day and a half, and it's gone for like the next 3 or 4, and all that stuff. As it would happen to be available as that night, thankfully, and everything. But so far I haven't heard anything about it. It's no longer accessible and all that stuff. So I think they're probably keeping it available now and
Okay,
everything.
yeah, because I think they didn't announce it last time where it was only going to be available for
Well,
what, the weekend,
well,
right?
the thing was is like when it first came out on the mid-season update, it was there, but they didn't say how you guys are supposed to get it, how you
Yeah,
get to it. Because um, the thing was nobody. It was like it comes out. They said it comes out on the mid-season release. When the mid release came, everybody thought it was in El Mazra. It was like an actual section and all that stuff
yeah.
in El Mazra, but apparently it's its own thing. Apparently it became its own thing. The way to get it is you have to get an access card within El Mazra itself, and hopefully we'll see where, and then you'll be able to go. But the thing was, since it's a separate section. There's no option to select it when the mid season came. So it's like, and then like 2 days later they made it available, and everybody's there and all that stuff. So it's like, oh my god, okay. And then they turn it off, turned it back on. I think it's back on, and all that stuff. We'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. Uh, yes, that was our Call of Duty experience. You know, we accidentally did a little mini battle royale because I was like, "Oh, we're playing trios." What's it called? I'll go ahead and do trios. I did not see that I put mini battle royale trios, and that was a whole another experience too. Hopped in, I was like, "Why is the map so small?" And I was like, "What is going on?" I will say I kind of do enjoy mini battle royale, because I feel like it's smaller. That that makes it more fun too. We're talking about mini battle royales.
Oh, can I also say before we talk about Mini Borealis, since we're talking about that, Building 21 felt like a resurgence map, just indoor, very indoors.
Oh yeah,
I would say
with
it
bots.
with bots. If you put that in as a battle royale section and as a resurgence option, like because you respawn, but that not containing with put it within a DMZ setting style kind of thing. Oh my god, that would be fun.
It is, but yeah, mini battle royales, whack, crazy. Um,
Mini
I
Boreal
feel
is
like
not whack. It was just the fact of where the circle was placed.
no, yeah, that's why it's whack. Keep in mind, so half of the circle was outside of zone,
Mm-hmm.
and then like in the unplayable area, and then the rest of the circle was in zone
Yeah,
with gas coming in. We're like, good, good.
it was just
I got
so.
beamed out of nowhere and then died by a random precision, and I was like, great. That was after jailbreak too.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I was like, when the jailbreak popped up, I was like, wait, there's a jailbreak in Mini Royale. I was like, I'm like, I don't know about that, because literally only when it started, because it starts, you wait, and then when it officially starts, they show the you. I checked the counters to see how many people went or coming back. It was only four people. I was like, what was the point of having a jailbreak in this section, in Mini Royale, and all that stuff? That makes no sense.
No,
And
for the
then
fun of it.
Gulag, I had to be in a 2v1 situation and all that stuff. I had no partner. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I am not
Whack.
dying. I was like, I'm not dying. I literally put on my game chat mic. I was like, let's kill the jailer. Let's kill the jailer, and all that stuff. Luckily, they agreed. We killed the jailer. We were able to get out. I was like, thank God, because I was not going to deal with that. I was not going to deal with. I was not going to stress myself out in a 2v1 situation by myself. So,
I destroyed the people in my gulag. I was
congratulations.
like, nice.
I think I've come to the conclusion after like playing this for a while. I don't. I think the 2v2 gulag is an interesting aspect, but I think shouldn't be. I think they should probably go back to 1v1s.
Yeah, I
Um,
think 2v2s when like both you and your teammate is in the gulag,
yeah,
but if you're in there and your teammate's not in there, No 2v2s.
It's an interesting. It's a like I said, it's an interesting aspect. I think it was something that they were willing to give it to give it a shot and see how it works. But at the same time, after playing it for so long, if you're playing with randoms, and don't get me wrong, like with the prox chat, the ability of having the prox chat and having like, hey, let's team up and kill the jailer and all that stuff. That's pretty cool. But at the same time, it's like it's not something that's it doesn't bring that excitement anymore to the gulag like it used to. For that, and then of course having the ability of having items down on the floor, that's a little more interesting, and hopefully we'll see where that goes if they keep that stuff because apparently there's like every time I watch, there's like always like these 3 plate vests in there because you get to keep your stuff after too when you die too. So I was like, I gotta find that. I looked at
Yeah.
one gulag I did and won it. So luckily I was able to keep the three plates and all that stuff. But I think they should it goes back. I think it should go back to a 1v1, all that stuff
Yeah.
and everything.
It'd be
And it's
pretty nice.
yeah, I mean like people because everyone rips it off the back before it even happened, and I get that. I can understand that, but it's like for me, it was just like I want to see how this goes. I want to give this a shot, and it. I don't think. Yeah, it's not a. It's a cool idea, but I don't think it's something that should be kept on and all that stuff. And hope maybe we'll see. I think maybe hopefully new season we'll get a new. We'll get a goes back to 1v1s. I don't know. That depends on how they feel about it and all that stuff. I mean, they decided to bring back loadout drops to buy in the buy stations, but they're expensive as heck and everything.
Heck.
And everything. So it's like 8 grand if you're playing in a solo game, but it increases by 8,000 more depending on what mode you're playing. So it's
And
like,
it's already that much harder to find.
and then money is already like a very harsh thing to look for in that game in battle royale, unless you like know the spots well, and for that stuff.
There's not even a hotspot yet.
Yeah, there's not that. There's not and everything. I mean, like I get what they're trying. Like, here's the thing. I get what they were trying to do. They wanted to make it different from the first one as much as
Oh yeah.
possible, and everything. Because it's like, but it's like you can make it different by keeping what worked from the first one, and then innovate
Mhm.
and then add new things from there. I think strongholds is an interesting aspect of the game too, and all that stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
I um I do think bots are. I think the bots are a little overpowered.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and everything, and
You know, y-
it does like detract from the enjoyment of the game that if they're that
because
OP.
then they just become POIs that you want to avoid
Yeah,
at
because
the end
that's
of the day.
exactly because I think like if you do nerf the bots into some perspective, especially within the strongholds, it does give you that enjoyment of engaging into the POI and wanting to
Either nerf the bots or reduce the amount
or reduce
because
the amount. Yeah,
especially because they start spawning into and then it just brings attraction. And like sure,
yeah,
attraction is good, but
yeah.
then when you're struggling to find because I feel like one of the biggest things I always feel like I'm struggling to find is armor plates
Oh yeah,
in this game.
plates. Yeah, plates are
Plates are money.
plates money or a hassle to find.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like ammo, they have plenty of ammo because the bots drop ammo. But I
Mm,
feel like there's not enough spawn rates of plates, and then that's where things get tough because you're just there like,
yeah,
I need more.
it's tough. It's like I think those are very scarce. The prop. I hope they decide to adjust the value of a loadout drop in the buy station. Um, I like the fact that they set it based off what mode you're playing, whether it be solos, quads, duos, or trios. I like that they did that, but I think the way how money is spread out so thin, and
Mm.
the fact that how strongholds black sites are very OP for bots, it it's not a good idea right now and all that stuff
Yeah,
for that money. 32 grand for to play to get a loadout drop in quads is ridiculous. Yeah, thing.
I don't
Um,
think it. No, just kidding.
it is very ridiculous. Like to find 8 grand a piece is very ridiculous. I mean, the good thing though, I I will say the good thing is they did decrease the value for primary weapons guns, which is now 2,500. I think that I see. Here's the thing: of all the newer things, I think the fact of being able just to buy your primary gun is a cool thing and stuff. That way, it's more like in that situation of you don't have the money right now at the moment to do a full loadout drop, but but you happen to get into a fight and all that stuff. You have
Yeah,
the ability to get to a buy station quick enough to get the primary, pop it out. Hopefully, you can get out of the fight, at least, and everything. And then, of course, for that stuff, and particularly, um, the fact I know the thing about the fact that perks is an interesting has been an interesting talk because apparently, if you just have Warzone itself without and you didn't buy the main game, apparently you have the ability to edit your perks, but if you didn't, if you did buy the whole game before Warzone 2, you don't have that ability to edit your perks.
yeah. I
You're
will
stuck with the
say,
packages.
it, I think it bugged out for me because I'm able to edit one of my perks.
Mm. But
So I have like one class dedicated to like overkill and like ghost because
mm,
yeah, and I'm like, well, I can't change anything else now because I can only use that one.
yeah, but it's like it seems like people are have been willing to adjust to it, but at the same time they're not upset because it's just not the same and all that stuff. Um, there's been players that are like content creators and everything that they've actually switched back to Caldera because that's still available. I mean, and everything, and it's just like I don't know. And then now with this new with Warzone 2, there's this raging war between um pros and casuals, or I guess hardcore casuals, like where this tier leads to and everything. And I'm just like, I just want to enjoy the game. I'm enjoying the game. I am enjoying the game myself. I do have gripes on certain things and everything like that, but still, the fact I go in enjoying it as much. I enjoy it. The TTK is a little quick. I will admit that. There's another thing I it's a little crazy. Um, the fact that me and you died off the rip when trying to parachute was ridiculous. And I don't know. I was just like, come on now, come on now. I should have. To an LMG of sorts too. But the thing is, like that shouldn't
Uh,
happen. The fact and then like the fact that I died right when I land on the ground too was like, wait a minute, what? Like, come on.
skill issue. No, just kidding.
It's a skill issue. It's a skill issue. Like no,
Naturally.
no. Like if you're gonna call it, you can't call it a skill issue and all that stuff and
No.
everything. When literally it's like when the guy if that who the guy is complaining it's a skill issue is for the fact that he's adjusting his goddamn settings in order to try to slide cancel in Warzone 2 and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And like that's not learning a new skill. That's exploiting the settings
That's exploiting.
and all that stuff.
So Ricky just admitted to exploiting everybody. So submit your ban reports.
No, I've adjusted my settings to make
No.
sure I feel comfortable playing the game. I'm not I didn't adjust my settings to try to slide cancel and all that stuff.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, so that's interesting to do. For that stuff. What was I gonna say? I'm still doing my camo grind. I've now unlocked challenges for platinum on ARs, SMGs, and battle rifles. Uh, I have to do 25 long shot kills. It's long shot kills for everyone so far. And the fact I had to like, I was like, I am not doing this as shipment because I'm not gonna try to figure out the adjustments of and all that stuff. I finally went back to regular maps. Oh my god, the difference after
The difference.
playing shipment for so long since
You're
it's
just
been
like,
out. And all that stuff.
you're just
It was
like
just
back to normalcy.
like, oh god, this is what a normal map looks like. and everything. It was just so funny for that stuff.
But yeah, as far as I know, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about.
I watched Bullet Train because I got it on
Oh,
4K Blu-ray. Still funny.
I watched,
Still a fun time.
dude. I watched it again the other day. It was pretty good.
What'd
I
you
was
watch?
watching it while I was wrapping Bullet Train while I was
Oh,
wrapping presents.
oh, such a good movie. Very
It is a
underrated.
good movie.
Very
You
underrated.
know, movie of the year. No, just kidding.
I would say that. I would say it's a movie of the year. Yeah, and all that stuff. What was I gonna say? Oh my god,
What did you forget?
kinda. I don't know what it was. I was watching. I don't know. I don't know if it was something I was watching or paying attention to. It was just like there was like this issue about movies and all that stuff and everything like that.
All right. It
I
wasn't
don't
the
know
whole
what
Makima issue, right?
the what.
Machima.
Mm-mm,
Oh, it was. Yeah, that's a whole separate issue.
mm-mm. I don't know. I mean, I was just where I think I don't know. I don't know if it's like. Well, I think like movie of the year, game of the words things, game of the year stuff was like that's been like a debate on my for you page, all that stuff, and I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna get into the situation. I'm not gonna debate about this and all that stuff. I'm tired of it. Like I would say, like here for me personally, my game of the year is God of War Ragnarok. That's only for the cause I enjoyed that game so much. I think out of the Game Awards Game of the Year nominations they had, the one game I've played three of them, but only finished out of those three, and that was Horizon and God of War. I played Elden Ring. I still have not played Stray to this day. And everything. Though I am planning on
I, I,
playing it.
sh-
I am planning on playing it
I should, dude.
and all that stuff. It's currently on sale on Steam. If you want to get it on Steam and all that stuff. I think I could be wrong. Um and speaking of Steam, which I'll get into a bit, um, I enjoy God of War than I did Horizon. Though I mean like Horizon is still a good game and everything for that stuff. And but it's like but the thing is like there's this thing about like I guess it's a fanboyism kind of thing where it's like people are like saying I didn't like they're talking about God of War not liking God of War because it felt like a movie. I'm like so who cares and all that stuff like I think like it's nice that you bring that up, but it's at the same time it's like don't make it sound like it's a negative and all that stuff. That's the thing about some. That's the one thing I don't like about some about people when they criticize things. They make it sound like people should not like it in general and all that stuff
Yeah.
as a general thing. When no, there are probably people that actually like that stuff, and then when they if they find out something like that, that's cool and all that stuff and everything. Okay, speaking of Steam, I made a Christmas present purchase to myself
Naturally.
that I thought I was probably gonna regret at the end of the day. But after 2 weeks of this, I am thoroughly enjoying this. And that is I got myself a Steam Deck. Try to turn it on before I was playing Hades on it just now. All that stuff.
I see
Hey,
the Hades screen right there. It's like Hades is a good game.
Hades is an amazing game and all that stuff. Like
Oh yeah.
I've played it. I got it on. I originally got it on Switch when it first came. No. Let me try it. So my history with Hades is I got it on early access on the Epic Game Store. Um, I enjoyed what I played on the early access because when you pay it on early access, it's yours to keep when it goes into full product. It got released on consoles, so it was available on Game Pass, and it came out on the Switch. I got it on the Switch first because that's what it came out on first. Then, of course, it was available on Game Pass, which that's when I introduced to you that it was on Game Pass, um, and everything. And I haven't played it since they announced the sequel at the Game Awards, which was exciting, and I made me want to play it again. And oddly enough, I happened to get my Steam Deck the same day the Steam Winter Sale happened. So I was like, okay, what am I getting? Hades is a verified game on the Steam Deck. I got it. It was on sale. Been playing it ever since. And you know what's cool? What's cool too, also, between the Steam, Epic Games, and the Switch versions of the game, there's a cloud save feature. So I was able to grab my cloud save on my Switch and put it and play it off and continue it off where I was and all off that. So I was like, sweet.
Sweet.
And the one gripe, the one thing I always had a problem was I could never get past the first Fury, which was Megara, or was that I think it was Megara.
Really?
I never could. I never could. I kid you not. On my first game, my first play, on my first run through on the Steam Deck, got it one. I was like, what the?
I, well, it's also too because you gotta remember, like, it is a level up game, so
Yeah,
like you get stronger like the more retries you do.
yeah. I
So
think I was like, because like I think when I just went in when I first played it, so then like now it's like since I haven't played it in a while, I was like, okay, let me pay attention a little bit more and all that
yeah,
stuff. And it's like I'm learning, I was learning it here and there and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, I
like
got
what
this.
kind of like
What
like
works?
buffs you want on it and
Yeah,
everything. What kind of like
yeah.
what
So
kind of hero or gods to like make bargains with and everything.
yeah,
Um, what kind of weapon you want to bring in or
yeah,
challenge weapon you want to bring in for more blood.
yeah. Because I think it was when I was playing it on Xbox more,
Uh huh.
when it was on Game Pass, and I was playing it via the cloud on the cloud. That's when I was like learning it a bit more and all that stuff.
Yeah. Because when I was playing Hades, I really enjoyed it. And, my weapon of choice was the shield
Mm.
because I just find the shield so fun. You just throw it and it just bounces around everywhere. And then there's like certain buffs you can put into it. We could like throw two shields, and then like we have the buffs from like all the gods, so like they explode as soon as they smack an enemy. Dude, it's so fun.
Yeah. Um, but no, let me tell you, this thing is amazing. There are a few certain gripes I have a little bit with it, but the more I've like done research, the more I've looked into it and won certain things, the more I've enjoyed it. So first things first, not only uh so I got games that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get games that are verified and then maybe playable just that way I get comfortable with it. The model I have is it comes with a 256 gigabyte solid state drive. Thing filled up already quickly with the games I wanted. I was like, okay, cool. I need to get a new. You can do a micro SD card.
Yeah.
I bought a 256. I already filled that one up quickly enough. I was like, God dang it! So I ended up buying a 512 because they happened to get on sale too just recently. So
Oh.
so I got a five. I got a 512 now. I got the games now. What I that I do want fully and on both sides. So I was like, cool. So now that second thing, there are games in here that I'll say unsupported, not playable, or something like that. Um, they can work with a few settings. If you could understand the settings yourself, then you're good. If you don't, I recommend not doing it in case you want to break something and all that stuff and all that
Yeah.
stuff and for that stuff. I've already found a way to get Xbox Cloud Gaming on here and everything, so I've got that on here too. There's also a way you can do emulation on here too. I haven't like looked into it further, but I might try. I might dab into that a bit. I just debating on which ones I want to do with it. Um,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And there's a desktop mode. You can switch to a desktop mode. It's running on Linux, so there's that. You do have a way of installing Windows if you wanted to. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I'm fine with this and everything like that.
You
Um,
sure? No, no window. Just
I'm not gonna
kidding.
do that. I'm not gonna do it. There's a way to do use the Epic Games installer on here, launcher on here. I have it
Yeah, yeah.
installed. I have it installed, but I haven't gone further after that because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just making this harder on myself. I'm just gonna enjoy what I have and all that stuff. And and I like the screen format is a 1200 by 800, which I think is perfect for this. The one thing though, so I have it, so you can dock this now. So you can get a dock for this and install this to an external monitor and all that stuff, or everything else like a mouse, keyboard if you want to do that stuff and everything if you want to play games like that too. So my theory was the fact that since this is running on a 12 by 8 ratio screen on the stream itself, my thought since these are PC games, if you're doing this to an external display, you'll be able to adjust it to the screen settings, size and all that stuff, and everything like that, like 1080 or 412 or like a 4K kind of thing, because it does go up to when you dock it and everything. It should be able to do that, and of course, the settings in here are more similar to like Xbox and a PS5 spec wise. Apparently, you can't and everything. Like I tried to do it for Hades. The highest thing was a 720. I was like, when you have it to an external, I'm like, interesting, interesting indeed. But I was like, oh, I'm not gonna trip about it. I was like, I'm mainly probably gonna use this anyways for more on the go stuff or like on the thing itself, and not plug it in to the monitor unless like I need to.
Yeah,
Because
because
try to download a 100 gigabyte game on Wi-Fi is not the deal. No, it's not. It's really not.
you
No, so
sure?
it's not.
No,
I kid you. Here's what's surprising. The most surprising game that I'm actually thoroughly enjoying playing on a Steam Deck is NBA 2K23.
yeah.
Yeah, that's because I mean I like basketball. I like basketball, but the thing was is like every time I play it on a console, it's like
Oh my
I
gosh.
only play one game, and I can only play one game because I don't want to be on it on thing. And I'm like, the fact that I could play these on the go, and
Yeah,
the thing is, what I found out about the PC version, and I could be wrong on this and everything, it's not using the Xbox Series X or PS5 version of the game. It's using the Xbox One, PS4 to the highest max within those consoles version of the game. I was kind of upset, but not because it doesn't look that bad playing it on the Steam Deck and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, and all that stuff. The one thing though, it does give me what gives me high hopes about this, that there's a possible chance of doing an upgraded Switch Pro, and with these kind of specs, and then having whatever Switch games they upgrade that to with those kind of specs and all that stuff and everything like that, because the new Zelda game's coming out this year, and there's already people being like, I found one person who's being like, you know what, I'm not gonna get it at launch. I'm gonna wait till the Switch Pro version comes out. I'm like, first of all, you don't even know if that thing's gonna be announced yet. It's been rumored for like the last 2-3 years and all that stuff
years.
and then when that thing gets announced, that's probably not going to come out to like later on, and you're gonna wait like 5 to 6 months and everything like that. I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would probably think the same thing also. Like, would I wait? But no, but Zelda and all that stuff, because it's like and everything. I'm like, I'm gonna play it no matter what. Because and then like people are already thinking like, oh, it's just gonna have like graphical issues like how Pokemon is. I'm like, did you not play Breath of the Wild
Mm,
and everything? Like Breath of the Wild looked good for
have you not seen the speedrunners play Breath of the Wild?
and everything. I'm like, come on, like get it together and all that stuff. But they're because like they're probably like there people are already thinking like, oh, it's gonna have it's gonna if Pokemon if it runs into issues or Pokemon data, it's gonna be it's like you might as well just wait for the pro version. I'm like, I don't even know if there's gonna be a pro version and all that stuff. I mean, if it's gonna be, it's not gonna be called. If it is, it's not gonna be called the pro version. It's gonna be the Switch next generation Switch and all that stuff.
Mm-mm-mm. But
Gonna have to wrap.
what was that? I don't under no, just kidding, no. But all right, thank you everybody for watching. I'm your host, Arturo here with our co-host Ricky, bringing you the No Name Podcast. Everybody, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. All right, peace,
Bye.
deuces.